afternoon. Welcome to Laughing Places Disney Vacation Insights. I'm Rebecca, the site's co-founder, and we've invited our friend Heather from over at MEI, MouseBan Travel, to talk about the Cool Kids Summer. It's a special event dynamic they're running out there at Walt Disney World from May 27th through September 1st. It's for the younger guests at all four parks. So, Heather, how you do? I guess first I'll ask you, how are you?
I'm good. I feel like it's been a minute since we've gotten to chat, so thanks for having me back.
You're right. It has. I'm so glad you were able to join us. What do you know about Cool Kids Summer? I guess I'll just throw it right out to you.
I think I mean, it's not a major celebration, right? Disney World had one last year, so it's kind of just a fun little mix of special pop-up entertainment here and there all around the theme parks and even some of the resorts that, like you said, caters to the younger set and just kind of gives them something fun to do that's not centered around attractions.
As someone who's been at Disney parks throughout the course of my life, I'll say that one of the aspects that'll be different with this is these offerings will get you to slow down a little bit when there's a difference in having a toddler or a little adventurer when it comes to Disney theme parks. I remember when Gideon was first born and he was a little, I could just kind of drag him along with whatever, my previous pattern of Disney vacationing had been. But once we got into those toddler and elementary years, his own preferences, his own interests began to really take shape. And I'm excited for some of what these offerings are. Let's start over at Epcot and kind of share with people what we know they're going to be bringing over there for Cool Kids Summer.
Okay, so Epcot is starting off Cool Kids Summer with a dance party hosted by DJ Goofy, because Goofy, I think, has had more jobs than any Disney character ever. And so this is going to be kind of like silly games, like limbo, and they have something called parachutes and pipsqueaks, which they don't say what that is, but it sounds like it's going to be a fun game. And so you kind of have like a nice little dance party and then games thrown in. It's going to be at the Communicore Hall, which is actually going to close here in another week to just kind of get set up for that. So I like it because it's going to be inside, which is nice in the summer, needs some air conditioning. And it's just a way for the little ones to blow off some steam, really.
And that's one of the great things about a dance party, and many of the offerings for Cool Kids Summer do include this element. Is it's a great way to just kind of get the jiggles out. Throughout the day they're walking with us. They're having to be aware of people all around them. When they're in queue, they're having to stay in their own space. Kind of manage the wiggles. And so things like the loopy limbo that they're going to have and the parachutes and pipsqueaks gives them a chance to kind of burn off this energy. They're going to have a similar high energy dynamic over at Disney's Hollywood Studios Get Animated.
Yeah, it's okay, so this one sounds like a lot of fun, right? It's going to be in the animation courtyard. And it's going to kind of be like an all day on and off thing, but I'm actually really excited about this because they're beyond just the dance party with music. They're going to have magicians that come and kind of do like up close magic, and I am a huge fan of magic, so that'll be fun. They're going to have jump rope performers. So, like I did you ever do double dutch when you were little, like in school? Like I was never good at it, but I always tried it. Like, I love watching those people who can kind of do all the rope tricks.
I was about to say I did it in that I helped keep the rope in a
right. Like I was too afraid to be the one that like ran into the ropes, and I'm just endlessly in awe of the people that can do that. So it's kind of more of well, it's still a dance party. There's more entertainment there, which I think is cool. And they're also going to have some Disney Junior friends come and on and off throughout the day and just play and dance with the little ones.
Over at Animal Kingdom, if you haven't tried the Wilderness Explorers program, I highly recommend, even if you don't have littles. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about it, Heather.
I love the Wilderness Explorer. It's oh gosh, okay, so it's kind of a mix between a scavenger hunt and like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout handbook with you, where you're going throughout Animal Kingdom to different ranger stations, and you're going to speak with the cast members there, and you're going to either do an activity or learn something about one of the animals in the area. And as you kind of check off these activities, you're going to earn a badge. So think of like, your Girl Scout sash that you had when you were little. That's what the Wilderness Explorers Trail is.
Now, with
Sorry
now,
about that.
no worries. Believe it or not, this collection, they have, I want to say, over 20, maybe even as close as to 25 different activities that you can collect these badges for with the Wilderness Lodge. With the Wilderness Explorer program. And there's actually going to be a special badge during this time period. And from time to time, they do this, like Earth Day had a special badge. So if you're someone who maybe you've already completed your book, here's an additional badge that you can try for. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years with returning fans is families will keep this book and they'll take several years to complete it. They won't necessarily just try and get it all done in a single trip. I don't know if that's something that you've kind of talked to people about, Heather, or have heard from your travelers about that.
Yeah, my clients tend to say that it's not an e-ticket attraction. It's not Everest. It's not something that you have to run to and complete, but it's just that I think this is what Disney does better than most other theme parks is that they give you these little things that are just a little extra layer of magic that for you to do in your downtime, or if you're tired, or just teaches you something about Animal Kingdom that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise because you're too busy running from attraction to attraction. So it allows you to slow down. So you don't have to finish it all at once. You can take your time, do it over the course of one vacation or a year or two. But like you said, when they add in these limited time offerings, it gives you one more thing to look forward to. So, okay, quick, let me get this one in because I know that one's going to be here next time. So it's just a fun, special little perk, I guess.
Speaking of special little additions, over at Rafiki's Planet Watch, they're going to have a hands-on crafting activity celebrating pollinators. Now, the reason why I say additional is because in our family, Rafiki's Planet Watch was a must-do for my little because it's a train ride. You ride a train out to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And so that was one of those things that when he got to be about 4 or 5, I knew that a trip to Animal Kingdom meant a ride on the train out to the Planet Watch area. Have you ventured over there? Because I know it's off the beaten path and sometimes people overlook it.
No, this is actually, it's still on my must-do list as an adult. I absolutely go at least one time every time I'm at Animal Kingdom because there is, excuse me, the vet over there. And if you go early in the day, you might get lucky and see them doing some type of procedure on an animal. And that could be a turtle or a little bird. But I've gotten lucky and I've seen them working on a tiger. I've seen them working on a gazelle. You never know. One time, I was not there as a guest. I was working when I was working for Disney when I lived in Florida. And word got around that they were taking x-rays of one of the male lions. And I'm not kidding you, every cast member that we ran from backstage to go watch that lion being operated on. So for me, it's a must do to get over there.
So if you haven't stopped by Rafiki's Planet Watch, this pollinator activity is just one more reason why. And as our team mentioned in the article, maybe you'll get to hear the pollinator song. I mean, A Bug's Life is going to close at Animal Kingdom. So this would give them a reason to kind of, continue to showcase it over there. Also at Animal Kingdom as part of this Cool Kids Summer, they're making sure that you know about the sing-along that's happening.
Yes, well, I have to say that I am a big fan of the pollinator crafts because I have a beehive. I am a big supporter of bees. I love bees. So I'm glad that they're highlighting this so that everybody else knows how important they are. But the sing along they're doing is in Discovery Island, which is kind of the area that you get to right after you come through like the beautiful jungle paths. And there's the Tree of Life. That's Discovery Island. And they're going to be doing an interactive sing along celebrating all the animals that you can find throughout the park. So apparently there's going to be original songs, there's going to be some storytelling and kind of an audience participation vibe, which I feel like is going to be a lot of fun.
This is bringing back memories of Aulani.
Yes.
It feels kind of like that, let's bring in a musical storyteller. If you've been to Aulani, you remember sitting by the campfire and hearing a story and then having a musical component. Long time ago at Animal Kingdom, they had a performer there who was, I want to say, Guitar Dan. No, oh man, his name is not. His name is not coming to mind.
Yes, he was there for a while. I remember that.
Yeah, but very of a folk singer type dynamic and just a lot of fun. I like these kind of simple, engaging elements because honestly, when you're at a Disney resort, sometimes you get really locked into your checklist of all those big ticket things you want to do. So if it's something too I don't want to say too entertaining, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard because it's in competition for these big things and you only have limited time. And I like when they offer things like this where I can opt into it if I want to, but if my schedule doesn't permit me because I have so many things I want to get done, I don't feel like I'm completely missing out on something.
And I like that it forces you to slow down a little bit. It's this pop-up entertainment that maybe perhaps you weren't expecting, but you round the corner and here all of a sudden there's a dance party or a sing-along. And it kind of takes you out of that must do, let's go type of vibe that we tend to get when we go to Disney parks. And it forces you to slow down and enjoy and have fun because you can't tell your toddler no when all they want to do is go and dance with Goofy. So I think I like that it just kind of forces you to take in Disney magic outside of the attraction.
Speaking of that must do, what am I going to get done? We want to suggest that you reach out to our friends at MouseBan Travel because they will help make it a more simple vacation planning for you. They will do the heavy lifting. Heather, I'll let you speak more to that and let people know about any special offerings happening this summer.
Yeah, so we don't charge any fees at MouseBan Travel. So you're going to be paying the same price whether you book through Disney or you book through us. But the great thing about booking through us is, like Rebecca said, we're doing the heavy lifting, we're making the plans, we're helping guide you as to what might be the best resort or the best tickets or whether or not a dining plan would suit you. We're there to help you have the best vacation possible. And then on top of that, we're going to be watching for any special offers that come out. So if you booked your vacation 6 months ago and Disney just released a new discount, we're going to see if we can apply that. And we're going to see which discount works the best for you because we're all about making sure you get the best price possible for your vacation. Nobody wants to spend a ton on vacation. So let us do that work for you so you don't have to sit for hours on hold with Disney trying to see whether or not a discount is available for your vacation.
So with Cool Kids Summer on its way, it's coming May 27th. We've talked about Epcot. That's going to have the Goofy core. So we're going to have Goofy stuff at Communication Core Hall. Over at Animal Kingdom, it's the Wilderness Explorers and the Sing-Along. Hollywood Studios has that high energy dance party over at Animation Courtyard. Magic Kingdom is going to have a couple of kid zones. They're adding some fun for the younger set at Storybook Circus, that big top over there, and then again over in Tomorrowland. So they're trying to provide you space where you can maybe just kind of take a breather. I don't know about you, Heather, but I love the idea of just having a shaded zone over there at Storybook Circus Big Top.
And especially in the summer, anything you can do to get me out of that sun and humidity. But also, I like that the one in Storybook Circus is, yes, it's a dance party, but they're making you feel like you're part of the circus. So there's going to be like jugglers and stilt walkers, and like imagine being a little kid and seeing the circus come to life in front of you. And not only do you get to see it, you get to run around and be a part of it. It's just a lot of fun.
So lots of fun coming with this cool kids summer. However, we don't want to overlook some of the other exciting new shows and events that are happening this summer at Walt Disney World. For example, at Magic Kingdom in the evening, a new nighttime parade is coming. Starlight, it's Starlight, right? Starlight.
Starlight, dream the night away.
That's what I couldn't remember. Dream the night away.
Everything has to have a long title.
And it's going to feature some favorites. I'm excited to see Moana and Kanto come to life in this parade. Are you a nighttime parade fan?
In theory, yes, especially Paint the Night out here at Disneyland. But in practice, I like to be in bed usually well before these get started. I'm sure your toddler is going to be awake way later than I'm going to be on vacation.
So my little guy, in fact, was not. He was a little intimidated by the electrical parade the first time we saw it. We had a stroller where he could pull the shade down in front of him when something was more than he liked, and when the parade launched, he grabbed that shade and he brought it down. And it was a little while before he kind of peeked back out to watch. So I thought that's like a favorite memory. But I can't tell you. I'll be honest. I can't tell you how many nighttime parade photos I have of Giddy where he would just kind of nod off during the parade. And I love the nighttime parade. So it was great for me because he would just be chill and mellow. I would enjoy the parade, usually made sure to get a nice beverage and snack. And so I'd be enjoying it and he would just fall asleep in my arms. And then we'd be able to leave the park smoothly because he was out.
That is nice. I'm usually well back at the hotel way before these parades even start. But I'm going to be there this summer. And so, like, when it's a new thing, that's when I have to force myself to stay up so I can see the new thing. And then on every other visit, I'm in bed. You all can enjoy.
I don't think we have a starting date yet for the Starlight Parade. However, we do know that the live shows that are coming to Hollywood Studios, and that is The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure, and Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After are coming this May 27th. So with Villains Unfairly Ever After, and you know what, let me be sure, I know Villains Unfairly Ever After, I have the May 27th date here. I may not be correct on the live on Little Mermaid, so I'll have to reach out to my team.
It says two new indoor stage shows will also debut on the 27th. So I'm assuming Little Mermaid is going to debut on the 27th.
Thank you. I started to doubt myself.
You never know with Disney, really, though, do you?
The Little Mermaid show. Once again, both of these, we're talking a nice indoor respite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see how they've managed to make over that show, because obviously it was such a beloved theater experience since the park opened, really, in the 90s. So how did they make it different? I'm excited to see that.
And with Unfairly Ever After, we're getting a different look at the villains. It's being done in a fun and playful way. We've got Hook, Cruella, Maleficent. They've already teased some of the music, so if you want to get a feel for the vibe of the show, you can click on the links that'll be below and get a feel on that. But I'm excited to see them showcase these three.
Yeah, I like the villains. I know I think most people like the villains. I don't know. It's nice to, like, they've been treated unfairly. Yeah, you know what? I think they have. Let's hear their side of the story.
Even the Magic Mirror is going to get its own song.
Oh,
in this
okay.
new show that's about to debut there at Walt Disney World. And then in the realm of dining, excuse me, we have a new Pirates of the Caribbean themed tavern, and it's an all ages location. This is opening up in Adventureland later this summer, called the Beak and Barrel.
Okay, so all of this information just came out about Beacon Barrel today, and I haven't heard it, so I'm really excited to hear what it's going to be like.
It sounds like a lot of fun. They're bringing back kind of a parrot character that it's inspired by the Barker bird. So it's neat to see Disney kind of reaching into that,
Yeah, and bringing
nostalgia.
back favorites that we may have grown up with, or our parents may have grown up with, and kind of bring them back and introduce it again to a new generation.
And this will be a location over there in Adventureland where you can get in from the heat. Notice we keep pointing that out because we know summertime at the parks can be warm.
Well, reminder that this celebration is Cool Kids Summer, so maybe that just speaks to the temperature.
Exactly. A lot of indoor opportunities are highlighted with these cool kids summer events. So give you a chance. You know that there's a place that you can go and you can take a break from the heat. You can in some cases they're offering places where you can take a break from maybe the more intense noises and cacophony.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of provide you a bit of space to kind of just slow down a bit. It's not, as a parent with with a younger kid, even if it wasn't total nap time, just having a space where I knew we could go and kind of just chill and slow down a little bit was much appreciated. And I don't mean slow down like take a nap. Dance party is a different kind of vibe than waiting in line and being surrounded by people.
Because they can just go and play and let off all of that steam and not have to be on their best behavior. They can just go enjoy and be a little kid. And then, bonus points because Goofy's there.
Like Gio says, nothing worse than a hot, grumpy kiddo. And nothing can cure that faster than just a little bit of Disney magic indoors.
Exactly. Air conditioning works wonders.
I know that they've shared a little bit about, and they've kind of teased us, I'll say, with some resort fun. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Heather?
Yeah, they didn't really give us many details other than that guests who are staying at Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, and Wilderness Lodge are going to have some extra Disney themed activities. They didn't say what they are, other than that they're also going to include character visits with set times. So it seems like at these resorts, you are going to have character meet and greets. When you check in, you can check with the front desk, and they'll probably be able to give you a times guide of that so you can plan around your day. And then whatever other activities they come up with. But I like that because it encourages people to spend some time at the hotel. I think a lot of us get caught up in no, I'm at Disney and I need to do all my things and I'm going to be at the park. But the resorts are fantastic and there's so much to do there anyway. Now they're going to give you even more reasons to spend an afternoon at your hotel, go swimming, enjoy the activities, give Mickey a hug, and just rest and relax and then go back to the parks in the afternoon.
And if you're at the parks and you know that in your family dynamic, it is best for all of you to take a step away for a while, go back to the resort, take a break before heading back. Well, now you have that extra easy way to say, let's go back to the hotel.
Yeah,
I know the pool
to do. Yeah.
I know the pool can be a nice draw, but maybe you don't want to necessarily get into the pool. Maybe the pool isn't what you want to do, so you're trying to think of another way to make going back to the hotel enticing when you're in the midst of a theme park. Well, now you've got it. Hey, when we head back, we're going to get to see whatever character it is that they've let you know will be back there for you. So they're helping us out, making it a little bit easier for us to navigate
time.
Exactly. So Cool Kids Summer, it's starting May 27th. going through September 1st. It's got activities at all 4 parks. So, and then there's that additional aspect of some of the hotels that Heather just mentioned, having some extra fun for the kids there as well. We wanted to make sure that we let you all know about it when you are planning your summer vacation. We want to make sure to suggest that you visit our friends over at MouseBan Travel. They don't just do Disney. If you are heading to a cruise, reach out to them. They will be helpful there as well. Frankly, I mean, they'll be helpful in general.
Yeah, reach out to us. It doesn't cost you anything, and we'll be able to help you figure out Disney, cruise lines, Europe, you name it,
Universal.
do it.
Universal, I know.
Universal's big right now. I know we don't want to talk about that on a Disney podcast, but Universal's having a moment right now.
So there's a lot of fun happening out there in Orlando. Disneyland is about to celebrate its 70th, so we want to remind you about that as well. So yeah, just I'm excited for summer to finally be here. I'm tired of the cold.
Same. I live in Los Angeles where it should be summer year round, and I am in a sweatshirt. It is 65 and rainy here today, and I don't like it anymore.
So I want to thank Heather for joining us, talking about Cool Kids Summer. We'll be back talking about more Disney vacation insights here at Laving Place. Bye for now.
Bye.